Wow.
Well, it doesn't seem that long ago since Widnes were making their way to Wembley to play against Wigan, and St Helens were denying Wigan of the Grand Slam Premiership final, but 4 short months later we're back into the Rugby League season with the annual pre-season friendly, the charity game, Widnes against St Helens, and that today is taking place at Norton Park. Widnes today without 7 of those players who played in the final against Wigan, and the Widnes team for this afternoon's match as follows: number 1, Stuart Spruce; 2, David Myers; 3 is Darren Wright; 4, another, a trialist centre; number 5 is Adrian Hadley; 6 is Carl Hammond; 7, Bobby Golding. And the Widnes pack: number 8, Andy Ireland; 9, Steve McCurry; 10, David Smith; 11, Paul Davison; 12, Sini Familo; and 13, and captain Paul Hume. The Widnes substitutes will be chosen from Steve O'Reilly, Christian Tyler, Aidan Halliwell, I should say, Craig Makin, Lee Ashton and Peter Smith. And the St Helens team: number 1, David Lyons; 2, Mike Riley; 3, Alan Hunt; 4, Paul Loughlin; 5, Anthony Sullivan. The halfbacks: 6, Taylor Party; 7, Jonathan Griffiths. And the St Helens pack: number 8, Jonathan Neal; 9, Bernard Dwyer; 10, George Mann; 11 is Chris Joint; 12, Sonny Nicol, and at loose forward, and their captain is 13, Shane Cooper. St Helens substitutes: Gus O'Donnell, Phil Vivers, Adam Fogarty and Ian Pickavance. So the 2 captains, Paul Hume and Shane Cooper, shake hands with the match officials. The referee today is Mr John Connolly of Wigan. The touch judges, Mr Kay Spencer, Mr A Deakin. And Widnes, the first outing for the new kit, sponsored by KLEA, the ICI, and it's a throwback to the original black and white hoops of Widnes, although the bottom half fades into thinner black lines. And quite a few people in the town have mentioned that they're glad to see the Widnes going back to the old traditional black and white hoops. There is a feeling that the hoops can sometimes make the players look bigger as well and just add to the impact of the team on the pitch. And I'm sure that that's what Widnes will be hoping for as well. It's not been the best of off seasons for the Chemics, rather turbulent to say the least in more ways than one, and the loss of 7 players to various clubs hasn't helped matters. So Taylor Party starts the first game of the 93-94 season for Widnes and St Helens. And Adrian Hadley comes in off the wing. He's been looking good in training. He's added a bit of pace after going off the boil with he suffered an injury last season which kept him out of the game. The first penalty of the match goes to Widnes. Steve McCurry anxious to get on with the game, but Bobby Golding slows the play down, and he's going to be kicking for Widnes this season, and he kicks straight up to the gantry. And Widnes very keen to get on with the game. Quick tap, and that's Andy Ireland coming in for his first touch of the ball. Widnes dummy mover outside. Paul Davidson played a couple of good games towards the end of the season last season as Widnes were preparing for Wembley, and that's typical Steve McCurry burst from the acting half-back position. And Golding first tactical kick, and an excellent kick it is. It finds touch just inside that 10-metre zone, pushing St Helens back. Ronnie from St Helens here will be very familiar to the St Helens listeners. A good start for Widnes, wouldn't you say, Ron?
Yeah, good start, Gary. Good, yeah. From the kick-off, and Golding, you've got to watch this fella, haven't you? But the Widnes players running hard. As you said, they look sharp, but I think the Saints tackling looks quite sharp as well. Saints in possession now, and we just have to see how it goes. As you said, the start of the season, build a friendly, but I don't think there'll be many friendly tackles and what have you out there, Gary.
No, there's no such thing as a friendly game of rugby league. Paul Loughlin, an excellent tackle by Darren Wright. His defence last season was superb, and he looks as if he means to continue that this season. Chris Joint takes the ball in, it goes loose in the tackle. Sonny Nicol makes further yardage for St Helens. Widnes, the defensive line is on the halfway line, 10 metres back. Jonathan Neal doesn't make too much ground there. Stout tackling, it's the final tackle now for St Helens. They've failed to get out of their half, not the best of balls, back to the party, and he is forced to pass it back to David Lyons, who kicks under pressure. Somewhat awkwardly for Hadley, he takes it and drives in. A good piece of determined play by Hadley, breaks that 20-metre line. Stuart Spruce and David Myers in the run around. They've played together for years, came up from Widnes Tigers amateurs, the Barlow Under-19s National Cup, with those two players are also opposite wing for St Helens this afternoon, played in that team. Golding, and again Paul Davison coming in, keen to get in the action. He just looked to lay off the ball there as Golding came up in good support play by the Widnes halfback. It's the final tackle, and Stuart Spruce will have to kick this one. And that's not a bad looking kick by Stuart Spruce, although it does go straight to David Lyons in the end. But the early possession is for Widnes, but this St Helens team, even with the absence of Gary Connolly, who of course has gone to Wigan, he's capable of scoring from anywhere, as we've seen over the years. And George Mann there, looking as determined as ever. Sonny Nicol sets up the break. Alan Hunt is going down the wing, an excellent tackle, a good inside ball, and Mike Riley does superbly well there to hang on to that. St Helens looking dangerous at the moment, Ron.
Yes, looking very sharp. Good break there by Nicol. Perhaps shoddy tackling by Widnes, but it's Saints putting it together. Rapati puts the long ball out. But excellent tackle there. George Mann wanted to get it away, but a superb tackle by Darren Wright. Chris Joint brings the ball up, makes the half break. Last tackle of this dummy half. He moves it infield to David Lyon. Beats Golding, puts up a high tester for Spruce, but he's usually good. Spruce under the high ball. Beats Anthony Sullivan and David Lyon, and Lachlan brings him down. Good cover defence by Spruce.
Yeah, Stuart Spruce, well, he's fired up, isn't he? And he did excellently well to take that catch, and also made good ground, came a little bit close to touch, but he's got the strength and the determination. Steve McCurry urges Mr Connolly to let the Widnes player up. That's a good determined burst again by Andy Ireland. Didn't make too much ground, but the determination was there. Steve McCurry eventually gets the ball out. Carl Hammond steps, given the important position at standoff today. And Bobby Golding again puts that kick in. There's a lot of responsibility on Bobby's shoulders this season. Not only the kicking job, but organising the play in the middle of the field. David Hume is out with an injury today, a hamstring I think it is, so he's not fit. He's the possible replacement at standoff today, but I'm sure that Carl Hammond will be looking to take his chance with both hands this afternoon. Could be the one position where Widnes might struggle. They have of course lost Jonathan Davis to Wellington. Fitzgerald has gone to Leeds, Currier to Featherstone, and Sorensen as player coach at Whitehaven. Phil McKenzie's gone to Workington, and Ashurst and David Marsh both gone to Swinton. And also of course without John Devereux and Harvey Howard today, both having excellent stints in Australia and both making big impacts on the game down under. So at least the return of those two players should bolster this team with a good break to the party. Found the gap there, and St Helens looking dangerous with the long ball, but not quite that long. Shane Cooper just caught in no man's land there. Paul Lachlan was about 20 metres away out on this side of the field. Switch ball inside, and a good ball out by Jonathan Neal, keeps the play alive. But again, good tackling from Widnes. They need to shuffle across this way, and the line does come over now. George Mann, well met though by David Smith. but Saints still managed to get the ball out, and Sonny Nichols looking dangerous. He's taking on the defence this afternoon and manages to get the ball out again in the tackle. Alan Hunt. Ron Alan Hunt doesn't look a bad bet at centre. I know he's played there before, but he could be a replacement for Gary Conley in that position.
Yes, well, he likes centre, Alan Hunt. Centre, he's been forced out onto the wing. He's also been in the full-back position, Gary. But he'll play anywhere, and he's just one of the, as you can say, probably utility players that Saints have used, but he's hoping to make the centre berth his own. And as regards the Widnes side, they've a lot to prove today, Gary, haven't they? As you say, 7 players gone, and it must be hard for Phil Larder but to motivate this side. But let's hope some of these youngsters can come through with all the big names gone. But Saints still throwing it about. John Griffiths has the ball, looking for support, but good tackling brings him down. And Ireland, only a youngster, Gary, but he looks a useful acquisition. George Mann bringing the ball just short of the 20-metre line. Bernard Dwyer at dummy half, inside to Sonny Nicholl. He gets the ball away to Dwyer. Saints keep it moving. Quick transference of the ball could pay dividends. 15 metres short now with Saints on the attack. Dwyer moves it to John Neal. He's brought down just short. Referee Connolly lines up the Widnes side behind the try line. Tira Patty brings it crossfield onto George Mann. Last tackle of this set. Saints move it left with the opposite diagonal kick, but Widnes back in possession, are they? He's given a knock on. It should be the turnover, shouldn't it? 6 tackle.
Well, it should, unless you're saying that the Widnes player knocked on. It seemed Carl Hammond seemed to catch the ball with his feet almost on the floor, and I thought St Helens took possession back. Mr Conley's given us a scrum down, and Widnes are feeding. Well, as you say, that should be a turnover. Bobby Golding's not pointing that out to Mr Conley, which is not like Bobby to miss anything like that. But there's some discussion going on now. In fact, the Lynn Gaskell, the Widnes physio, giving some attention to Steve McCurry, who took a knock training for the Great Britain under-21 team, and his fitness was in question early on in the week for this game, but he's obviously got over that. Darren Wright takes the ball in for Widnes. There it is, Steve McCurry for Milo. He'll be looking to make a big impact this season. It's nice to see also that Imosi Koloto was in contention for this game. He's not actually on the bench, but it's nice to see that he's a couple of months ahead of schedule for coming back into the game, when most of us actually thought that his time in the game was over. Well, Widnes have kicked there. It was St Helens actually hooked at the ball, and it was, I think it was back to one. Mr Connolly took his time and only waved the tackles away after Stuart Spruce had kicked the ball. Spruce not taking any chances. He did look at Mr Connolly to see what the decision was, but the game is down in the St Helens half of the field. The St Helens crowd shout for the high tackle, but I think, to be fair, as Mr Connolly indicated, the player was going down as Paul Davidson caught him. Saints switched the ball to the far side of the field. George Mann, the Widnes at times having difficulty in stopping the St Helens players passing out in the tackle, but not on that occasion. 4 Widnes players in there to smother the ball. Determination, but then Laps play at the half-back position allows the acting half to make some headway. And Cooper puts the ball back to the party. Good charge down attempt by Bobby Golding. Stuart Spruce takes that one well on his knees. An awkward bounce for Spruce. Darren Wright's behind the play of the ball. David Myers wants the ball on this side, and 3 St Helens players caught offside. Myers taps the ball. Quick thinking by Myers. Breaks the first tackle. Hadley was in support. He thought that Myers had been tackled, but a good break by David Myers. And now Hadley looks to make some further headway. Tackled by Anthony Sullivan. Golding. A good run-around move by Widnes, similar to a move they used last season, which saw us score against Leeds in the semi-final. In fact, well, Steve McCurry was looking there, but I think Paul Davison, perhaps a little bit of inexperience there, just came a bit too early. 10 minutes, 11 minutes into the game, and still well, the penalty given there, the ball popped out, and once again we see the difficulties that the officials have to make in this rule of pinching the ball. A bit harsh, that, I thought.
Well, it didn't look a lot in it from our position, Gary. I must agree with you there, and it's not like me to be impartial. But as you say, it's difficult, and it's obviously a grey area in the rule book. Like, that's provided any of them know the rules, isn't it, Gary? But anyway, it's good kick-up field for the Saints. They restart midway between the halfway line and the Widnes 20-metre line. No, as we say, 13 minutes of the game gone. The Saints are in possession. Lively start from both teams. But John Neal bringing the ball up. Good to transfer, and on to Bernard Dwyer, always backing up. And obviously Saints missing Kevin Ward down with he had a badly broken leg. Whether the man can play again, obviously his heart's in it, but whether the old flesh will recover. As Alan Hunt breaks away, Mike Riley comes on the inside. Saints within 10 metres now of the Widnes line. Tira Pate takes up the acting half-back position. He moves it over to the left. Griffiths that works the run around with Shane Cooper. Now on to Chris Joint, looking to release it. Solid Widnes tackling again. 3 players at the tackle. Cooper again. Out to Griffiths. Tries to... Good tackling. Cover tackling there by Widnes. Is Paul Loughlin out, Gary?
Well, that's the third excellent tackle that Darren Wright's made in this game. Crucial tackle. Paul Loughlin, I think, claiming that he put the ball down, and to be honest, it must have been close. He seems to just put his hand down with the ball in it as he went. His body went over the line. But an escape for Widnes. St Helens were overloaded on this side. They had a man to spur on the overlap. But good cover defence by Widnes, and that's what it's all about. Even on the line, never say die. And Darren Wright's looking good this afternoon for my money. He's, to some extent, lived in the shadows of Andy Currier, unfairly in my opinion, but Currier often the one who got the glory. Darren Wright in there grafting away and working hard. And this season perhaps he'll be given the recognition that he deserves. In the media, obviously, I'm talking about. I think the Widnes people know what a great player he is. So St Helens back in possession, and again that kick by Bobby Golding sends them back deep into the half. Alan Hunt, as Ronnie said earlier, really enjoying this opportunity to play at centre, make that position his own, and from his point of view, hopefully keep it for the season. Another good determined burst there by Jonathan Neal. Kick over the top. Oh, well, Sullivan went inside. He's got the ball now. Shane Cooper was looking outside for him. David Myers has come in off the wing. Stuart Spruce can't get there in time, and St Helens have scored in the corner. Bernard Dwyer. Stuart Spruce just couldn't get there. Perhaps David Myers came in a little bit too early off the wing there, but that's coming from an excellent piece of sharp thinking by Shane Cooper. So the first score of this game and the first one of the season goes to St Helens, but a well-worked move that, Ronnie.
Well, it was well-worked move that, Gary. Cooper there, he chipped it through, there was a big hole, no cover defence, he picked it up well. I thought he'd gone the wrong way, nobody with him, then he turned it inside, and the ball was taken up. Good running by the Saints. Bernard Dwyer backing up. He thought about looking inside for support, but he went for the corner and blistered in and registered the first point. So a good start, but it's a good game. Obviously Saints have got the first points, Gary, but a good game, good action. Saints coming up with the 4-pointer, and now Paul Loughlin looking to add the in St Helens. And your Saints video will keep you up with the action on forthcoming events. But Paul Loughlin, he can't slot that between the sticks. So we've had 17 minutes play, and Saints are in the lead by 4 points to 0 with that Bernard Dwyer try.
Thanks, Ronnie, and I'm sure that nobody in the Rugby League would begrudge Paul Loughlin a successful testimonial. And while we're on the adverts, it's also Paul Hume's testimonial season this season, and there are, of course, events taking place throughout the season for him. They'll be well publicised in the local press and here at the ground at Norton Park, and also we'll be plugging it on the Micron video commentaries as well. And Paul Hume is another player who deserves to have a very successful testimonial. He's been a stalwart of this Widnes side. He almost seems to have been playing, well, he's a lot younger than me, but he's been playing for almost as long as I can remember. Started at a very young age, did Paul. But St Helens now coming back with fire, having taken that lead after 16 minutes. But it could have gone either way, as Ronnie says. It's been maybe not the most exciting games. We've had our breaks in it. There's been a couple of bursts of speed, but certainly a tough game, and by no means either side is taking this game lightly. They never do. You can't have a light-hearted game between Widnes and St Helens at any level. Stuart Spruce picks that one up on the bounce, takes the ball in, but he's not managing to break through this. Good St Helens covering, they're chasing up the kicks well. St Helens, a bit of lapse play at the Acton half-back though, not standing square to play the ball, and it gives Widnes a chance to catch the breath. Bobby Golding will kick for touch on the 20-metre line. So Widnes just short of the halfway line. A good kick from Bobby Golding, but excellent tackling by St Helens. It must be like hitting a brick wall there. Steve McCurry again steps from the halfback, and Bobby Golding's in support. Excellent play by McCurry and Golding together there. Bobby Golding was like a shadow there following Steve McCurry. McCurry though this time not the best of passes. Hunt picks up the loose ball, and just a lapse of concentration there as Widnes look to be going forward. Gives possession back to St Helens. Steve McCurry's looking sharp at the Acton half-back position, but now Widnes need to get across to this side of the field. They've been caught short again. Fortunately, Paul Loughlin, well, he can't believe it. He holds his hands out, and you can just see that look of disbelief on Loughlin's face there, Don.
Yes, it's a good job we're not good lip readers, isn't it, Gary? But as you said, Widnes losing the ball when they was attacking on the far side, and Saints snapped it up, brought the ball quickly over to the left, and Jonathan Griffiths there working a bit of a loop movement, put the ball out to Paul Loughlin. He couldn't take it, with Anthony Sullivan on his left, and possibly a chance of scoring a 2-1 advantage there, but it's scrummed down with a Widnes feed. Bobby Golding feeds it inside to David Myers, speed merchant, and you can't afford to give Myers any yardage whatsoever. Shane Cooper brings him down. Golding attacked in half-back. Forward Davidson. McCurry, as you said, Gary, he's looking very sharp, McCurry. Both the hookers on display here this afternoon, very sharp. McCurry up and coming in the under-21 squad, as you say, but unfortunately Bernard Dwyer constantly overlooked, and the most underrated and uncapped player possibly in the St Helens side. Up for Milo, brings the ball up onto Golding. He breaks out to the first line of defence. Chris Joint hauled him to the ground, but good attacking from Widnes.
Yes, a promising attack from Widnes. McCurry kicks through and he's tackled, I think, David Lyons over the line. Yes, Lyons almost managed to just worm his way out of that in-goal zone, but Steve McCurry used his power to haul him back over the line. Quick thinking by McCurry and a good spell of attack by Widnes. I actually think, although he's well, he's in the under-21 squad, I think Steve McCurry could be a good bet, at least to be in contention for the Great Britain squad when the New Zealanders come over this season. He's consistently hard-working player, and he's got a good turn of pace. But as Ronnie says, Bernard Dwyer must be one of the most underrated hookers that the game's ever seen. Another stalwart of the St Helens side, but it's Widnes now pushing towards the St Helens line. That wasn't the best of kicks from under the posts, and it gives Widnes good positional advantage. McCurry swings the ball to the left. Bobby Golding, he's looked sharp this afternoon. A quick pass out by Paul Hume, but the cover was there. Hadley attempts to sneak down the blind side, and his leg just bounced into touch as he hit the deck. Tackled by Sonny Nicol. Well, it was one of those chances that you sometimes take and wish you hadn't done, but if he'd managed to just burst over that tackle, he was only a couple of yards short of the line. As it's happened, it's not just worked out for Hadley, and it gives possession back to St Helens just as Widnes were building up some momentum. That's an excellent tackle. Great tackle by Carl Hammond. Superb defence, and Hammond's again in there quick, and that was an excellent play by Hammond. He put the passer under pressure and forces St Helens to lose possession, and that's good play by the young standoff.
Yes, he had to play the ball, and unfortunately Tirapati couldn't take it. It's a good advantage for Widnes now. Their head and ball, 10 metres we can say from, yeah, it is 10 metres, Gary, and it just outside 10 metres from the line. So a good chance for Widnes to get points on the board, and maybe they go in the lead with a converted try. A substitute for the Saints, John Neal coming off, and it looks like Adam Fogarty, I'd say. So Fogarty in. Widnes have possession. Golding onto Spruce, making the extra man. Solid tackling from the Saints is going to be the order of the day. You've got to make sure they move up on the man without encroaching in the offside, and put the man to the island. He's driving in 8 metres short. McCurry attacked in half, turns it inside. Davidson right in front of the sticks, making good yardage. Takes 3 men to haul him down, and the ball's spilled out. The referee looks over to the touch judge on the far side. A very grey area, as we say, Gary, but it's a penalty to Widnes.
Yes, and I think we'll see Bobby Golding go for goal. In fact, he indicates to Mr Connolly that's what he intends to do. 24 minutes, just about 25 minutes in fact now gone in this first half, and Bobby Golding stays calm and decides that 2 points, a certain 2 points, should be a certain 2 points, is better than a chance of scoring a try. They've put Widnes just 2 points behind St Helens. And Golding slots that one over, in fact way almost out of the ground. Widnes using one of the plastic discs which are now available and allowable, and it certainly saves a lot of time. Saves having a sand boy coming on every 10 minutes with a bucket of sand.
Is that cutting down on wage bills as well, Gary, the sand boy?
Well, I think some local building sites will be glad of that. There won't be such a shortage of sand now.
So Saints to restart. Just Saints quick. Chip kick through there, David Lyon fielded it well. Adam Fogarty now in possession. Big lad, 6'5", came from Halifax on a free. So let's see what he can do. When he played for Halifax last season against the Saints, had a couple of impressive days. Let's see if he can just fit in here and do a good job for the Saints, obviously with Kevin Ward being injured. Sonny Nicol in possession. Saints just penetrate the Widnes half. Bernard Dwyer, as ever, attacked in half-back. Long ball now to Fogarty. Turns in the tackle, can't release it. It's the last tackle of the sequence. Let's see what ploy the Saints have. Griffiths at dummy half, onto Rapati, and the ball's going to be chipped upfield. And Stuart Spruce, well, no, it does run dead. So Widnes will restart with the tap from the centre of the 20-metre area.
Yes, that kick was far too hard by Shane Cooper. Widnes just prior to that attempted Bobby Golding little kick to put David Myers in. It's something that Myers and Golding worked on last season, and it paid dividends on a number of occasions. Just didn't quite come off that time. Paul Davidson spins in the tackle, makes more ground, he looks to get the ball out, he does get the ball out. Unfortunately, Paul Hume was on the floor, but Sini Familo, well, he looks powerful this afternoon. An excellent start to the new campaign for Familo. Oh, far too short, that ball. Carl Hammond looked, then seemed to change his mind, but it was way too short for Adrian Hadley to come on to. Virtually a hospital pass, and perhaps a bit of inexperience on Carl Hammond's part there. Widnes making a substitution. Adrian Hadley's gone off. I'm just looking to see who's come on. Tony Sullivan looking to get the ball out in the tackle, couldn't do it. Bernard Dwyer was there in support. Peter Smith is, I think, that's come on. He's gone on to the far left wing instead of Hadley. Penalty given to Widnes. Paul Davison being held down. Mr. Connolly not being fooled by that. Mr. Connolly are judging that George Mann used the elbow against Paul Davidson in that tackle. David Smith, head down, charges in, straight into three St Helens players though. Davidson's coming this way, on the dummy. Familo steps inside, straight into George Mann. The St Helens defence didn't move. McCurry now Spruce into the line, looks to make a gap, slips out a good ball. But Carl Hammond just couldn't hang on to that. I think it took Hammond by surprise. It could have been through a gap if he'd kept all of it. The touch judges come on, he must have spotted something. I think it's a blood bin, well, at least a stoppage. Somebody's got blood somewhere. Well, Mr. Connolly just allowing the game to continue. 10 minutes left in this first half, still 4 points to 2 for St Helens, but a promising performance by Widnes. Certainly, I'm sure, better than some fans feared this afternoon, in the light of the absence of players like Devlo and Harvey Howard and David Hume. Coloto still yet to come back into this team. Sonny Nicol pushes St Helens forward, but the Widnes defence, apart from one or two occasions, has been quite solid this afternoon, and the gaps when they've come have been because of balls just slipped out in the tackle. But Widnes seem to be coping better with that as the game goes on. They seem to be dealing with that situation and getting an extra man in to cover the ball. Paul Loughlin, a great tackle by Familo, assisted by Darren Wright. Loughlin stopped dead there, and I think he felt that. He seems to have taken a knock on his leg. David Lyons struggled to get that kick in. It bounces up, taken well by Peter Smith. He comes inside, he's looking for the gap. He goes all the way across the field, gets past George Mann but couldn't straighten up. And again though, good defence by St Helens, no gap in that line. David Myers now goes back the other way looking for the gap. There's sheer strength by Myers, great power by the Widnes winger. Knocked off 3 attempted tackles there. He was a little bit starved of possession at times last season, but I'm sure that Myers will be looking to do something special this season. A great ball out by Bobby Golding, excellent support there by Stuart Spruce. An encouraging feature of the Widnes play so far, good support play on most occasions. Paul Davidson on that occasion being safe, and I think a good decision by him. Smith, he's looking for somebody inside, nobody was there, slips the ball out. Almost a great ball, it went backwards though. Peter Smith picks the ball up A nice little slip out by Andy Ireland, just didn't go to hand. The final tackle for Widnes. Bobby Golding steps. And a great kick by Golding. He just stepped away, stopped himself, slowed the game down, picked his spot and put the ball into touch. 7 minutes left and not a lot to choose between these two teams.
No, very tight, Gary, but he's a class Golding, you know. I mean, he works the oracle, doesn't he, around the scrum, and all the moves seem to come from him, and obviously he'll have to be closed down, and the Saints coach Mike McLennan will do his talking at half time and make sure that this man's well marshalled. But Saints have possession. They've had the 7 scrum to Widnes's 2, but Widnes 5-1. Well, let's see if Saints can get points on the board before the half-time interval. Loughlin just over his own 20-metre line. Shane Cooper, the Saints captain, ordering his troops about. Adam Fogarty makes yardage, feeds it inside to Cooper, now to Dwyer. If Dwyer could have got it loose over there, Saints had an overlap, but good tackle by Andy Ireland. But Saints move it again. George Mann, I think that is, right on the centre spot. Widnes urge to get onside, and now John Griffiths has possession. Good campaigner, Griffiths, ex-teammate of ex-Widnes favourite John Davis. Both together there in Wales. But Cooper now with a little chip through as Chris Joint follows it up. Spruce put under a little bit of pressure by Joint, but nothing he can't cope with. Feeds it inside to Myers. Support comes up there. Darren Wright has possession. Another player that may be on his way from Norton Park, Gary.
Well, I don't know. To be honest, I'll be surprised if we see much action in the transfer market now from many clubs now, as the flurry in the close season seems to have died down a bit. David Smith loses possession there. He's not happy with himself, and perhaps with just cause. He looking to keep the ball alive, just took his eye off the ball, seemed to take his mind off what he was doing for the second, and the ball bobbled loose. Gives possession to St Helens, and a good feed by John Griffiths. Sets an attack in motion, and Alan Hunt just scythes through a gap there. He's going to go towards the sticks. Well, that was a superb move by St Helens, you can't deny that. An excellent move. It came from the scrum, a quick feed, a quick pass from the base of the scrum by John Griffiths, and a good link up with David Lyons coming in from full-back gives St Helens the extra man, and Alan Hunt just came straight onto the ball, had the line in his sights and powered over that line. And a bit of a disappointment for Widnes to concede that just 5 minutes before the half-time interval, but a well-worked move by St Helens.
Widnes defence there, caught flat-footed. Golding kicks it out, Cooper gathers it. Mike Riley, ex-Widnes Tiger, I think Mike Riley. Not had the best of seasons last season with the Saints. A lot of injury problems, little injury, niggly problems. But let's hope he can keep his right wing position there with Alan Hunt going in the centre. And obviously, as we know, Gary Connolly gone to Wigan. Loughlin now steams up the wing. Good tackle by Darren Wright again. Putting some excellent tackles this afternoon. But it's Chris Joint now. Saints looking hungry, driving the ball up. Joint kicks again. 15 metres inside the Widnes half. Griffiths working the loop movement there. Alan Hunt comes onto the ball again. Picks his feet up again, feeds it inside to Griffiths. Oh, good play by the Saints. Griffiths just brought down short. The ball will be transferred right along the line now. Looking for the gaps in the Widnes defence. Quick hands. Cooper beats the Widnes. Poor pass, it must be said, that by the Saints there. I thought the pass from George Mann to Loughlin, perhaps he should have held it just a bit longer, Gary, but the ball was knocked forward. It's going to be a scrum down, but Saints come upfield again another 50 or 60 metres.
Yes, and again it's that man Alan Hunt doing a lot of the damage this afternoon. An excellent break by him, but good pressure play by Carl Hammond. I think put George Mann under pressure to make him give that bad pass, and then excellent play by David Myers to come in off the wing and smother Paul Loughlin. And it was nice to see that the good understanding between Myers and Darren Wright, because Wright actually saw that Myers was going in for that and went round, looped round the back of David Myers to cover the wing position just in case the pass did come out. So there seems to be a good understanding between the two players in the centre and wing position on this near side of the pitch anyway, and hopefully that will continue to establish itself firmly as the season goes on. Steve McCurry stays down. I thought McCurry was just holding his knee. He's still down. He now makes his way slowly to his feet, perhaps just tiredness. As we come into the final minute of this game, St Helens 8 points to 2 ahead, and an excellent kick goal by Bobby Golding. Although Widnes behind at the moment, there's lots of encouraging facts about the way that the players have played this first half. From a Widnes point of view, some uncertainty as they come into the new season after the very difficult off-season for the coach and the players. It must be somewhat unsettling the way the situation's been in the close season, but the players have certainly responded so far in the first 40 minutes of this game, and there's lots to be pleased about. Excellent tackle there by Stuart Spruce on his old amateur teammate. St Helens looking dangerous, still looking to move the ball out, even in that 20-metre zone, always looking to pass, looking for support, and the ball just bobbles out in that one. Not exactly a pass by Fogarty, but it comes loose and is picked up. St Helens stay in possession. Inside, time being added on now by Mr Connolly. George Mann dummies. It looked like a forward pass that to me, but Paul Loughlin again looked after by Darren Wright. He's got such superb timing of his tackle, Darren Wright. He just weighs up the situation, doesn't often miss one. A deep kick. David Myers encouraging Peter Smith there to come in for that one. Well, that's a big hit on Smith. I think Bernard Dwyer, the tackling player there, and he might think twice before he runs it forward again. Stuart Spruce forced to take that one in, and now the Widnes forwards get behind the ball. David Smith takes Widnes up to the 20-metre line. 1.5 minutes of time added on by my watch anyway. Paul Davidson takes in. I think Widnes will be glad to go in at the half-time interval, and there is the half-time hooter. So the players go in for the well-deserved breather. Widnes 8 points to 2 behind. Bernard Dwyer scored for St Helens first after 16 minutes. Golding hit back with a penalty under the sticks, but then Hunt charged over from a set move from the scrum to give St Helens that 6-point lead at half-time. We'll be back in the second half. The half-time score is Widnes 2, St Helens 8.
Back with the action for the second half. Golding to kick off. A few substitutions at half time. We'll try and bring them to you once we've deciphered the combination. What's St Helens have possession in the lead by 8 points to 2. George Mann ringing the ball up. Solid tackling by Widnes. They're moving quickly. No doubt Phil Larder will have had the whip out at half time, but maybe that's another story. But he'll give his team a good talking to. Mike McLennan will have probably read the riot act as well, even though the Saints are in the lead by 8 points to 2. Phil Beavers, Gus O'Donnell and Ian Pickervance on for the Saints in the second 40 minutes. John Griffiths is one of the players off as Tira Pate kicks the ball downfield. Halliwell on for Widnes in the second half. Widnes in possession. A big hit there as well. Looked like a big hit from Pickervance, but it's George Mann that had the man. He still had him. The momentum was still going there, but it seems as though the referee realised of the second. the linchpin, the key man, trying to get his side going. They've played well, both sides have played well, a tightly contested game. A bad ball there from Golding, it certainly looked him. The ball goes down and scrum down with the Saints feed. Not the ideal start, Gary, but we just got to get on with it, haven't we?
Yeah, it's not the best of starts there for Widnes. In fact, luckily not to be penalised for offside, I think. And Phil Vivers makes the initial break. Gus O'Donnell, an excellent tackle there by Aidan Halliwell, and it was a crucial tackle. But Saints have come out looking to score as they finished the first half. And Widnes immediately under pressure due to that mistake. Saints move the ball along to the right of the party. George Mann, Lachlan, a good quick pass out to Alan Hunt. An excellent tackle by Kyle Hammond. And luckily for Widnes, Mike Riley was caught up in that tackle as well. Hammond taking two birds with one stone. Vivers, dummies. 4 Widnes players on that tackle, but that leaves Widnes short on the far side. And I guess Saints will move the ball. Well, in fact, the party brings the ball back inside to George Mann, but there's gaps on the outside for St Helens. Widnes short on that far side, but again Saints bring it to the blind side. The party, Carl Hammond did well there. He thought about kicking that on, I think, but realised the chances were that David Lyons would get the ball and Saints would keep possession. It was the last tackle, so he just decided to complete the tackle. Widnes have got Lee Ashton on as well. I think Ashton, that's Lee Ashton now at the half-back position in place of Steve McCurry. But it's difficult just looking around immediately to see who else has gone off. Stuart Spruce trying to bring Paul Davidson into a gap. Ashton, Bobby Golding chips over the top, a great chip by Golding, and he kicks again, and for Milo, well look and see for Milo go. George Mander surely obstructed for Milo, and Saints have lost the ball, and for Milo picks it up. Well, a great double kick there by Bobby Golding. It's back to 1, but that was a superb turn of pace there by Sonny Milo. Absolutely unbelievable. George Mann attempted to impede him, and it was only Anthony Sullivan who managed to get there first. Golding now drives in towards the sticks. He's held up by 2 St Helens players and they push him back. Dylan Wright's in there to look after the little scrum half. Not that he needs it, of course. Good long ball out by Tyler. Carl Hammond dummied. The inside ball I don't think was on anyway. Davidson now is looking for this one. He's missed out. Andy Ireland heads for the line, slips the ball back, maybe ill-advisedly. And St Helens come up in possession, while a bit of over-eagerness there. And again, perhaps the inexperience of youth comes into play. But an encouraging spell of attack by Widnes. George Mann dips his shoulder, bursts over the tackle of David Smith. O'Donnell, good inside ball. Alan Hunt looking really sharp this afternoon. That will please the St Helens. He looks very comfortable in that centre spot. Fogarty tackled well. Nice low tackle by Andy Ireland. So that was Ian Pickavance has also come on for St Helens. A little bit confusing. There's 2 St Helens players with number 14 shirts on, 2 Widnes players with number 1 shirts. It may get confusing at times. Stuart Spruce comes in, goes across field, looks for the gap, flicks a dangerous ball out. Milo did well to take that on his ankles. But Spruce just looking to get something going. As a Widnes player off the ball, having some attention. I think it may be, I can't quite see who it is from here, but meanwhile the action goes on. An inside ball from Tyler. Widnes just look a bit disorganised, perhaps understandable with so many changes. Penalty. Well, I think Stuart Spruce is perhaps wondering why play wasn't allowed to go on there, if the penalty is given to Widnes anyway, which it is. But the trialist centre who was playing for number 4 for Widnes is one of the players that's left the pitch. Steve McCurry has another one. And I think actually Paul Hume may have gone off. I can't see Paul Hume down there. Meanwhile, Davidson in possession. Widnes 10 metres inside the St Helens half. Bobby Golding, dummies to Familo. Manages to still keep going. The Bernard Dwyer didn't take the dummy. Christian Tyler just over Darren Wright there. Wright couldn't get the pass out in time, but that was good support by him. Golding, Carl Hammond kicks. Obstruction, was it? No, says Mr Connolly. In possession, but Pickavants losing the ball that time. Griffiths, Joynton, Neal are the players that have gone off for St Helens, and the players that have come on are O'Donnell, Beavers and Pickavants. Fogarty of course came on in the first half. So 3 changes for each side at half time. Lee Ashton can't make any forward movement there. Bobby Golding, a good short ball by Davidson, but he's well tackled by Bernard Dwyer. Paul Loughlin comes in to cover the top. Sonny Familo shouting for the ball, centre field. Golding chips over the top, Myers races for it. Well taken by Sullivan, and he does well to stay over the line as David Myers chased in. Well, that's an excellent break there by David Lyon. Ex-Widnes player himself, didn't get many first-team chances, started here as a youngster. Hunt, Carl Hunt showed the ball to Peter Smith, with excellent cover tackle. Smith matched Hunt pace for pace, and Stuart Spruce came across. We have to say, Ronnie, that you can't tell that Gary Connolly's missing at the moment.
No, well, that's it. You've just got to get on with the job, haven't you? It's just the same if you get injured players. You've just got to fill in, no matter how good they are. And Hunt there, he's a class player. He broke through. I don't think he saw the man at the full-back position. Is that a try? It is. I think it's Adam Fogarty that's gone over. Yes, I'd say Adam Fogarty going over for the try, and it shows you, Gary, what a seesaw game, one end to the other. A double kick by Goulding, and Familo coming through. Deserved a try, excellent work by Widnes. Well then, Saints show the true character, pick up the pieces, come through again. And Alan Hunt again, been involved heavily, scored a try, and involved in the other try with Bernard Dwyer. Dummy half. Out now to George crossing, I think he's going to give. Yeah, crossing he's given. Penalty to Widnes. Maybe a little harsh there, Gary, I don't know, but...
Yeah, I think you might describe that more as shepherding, as our down under mates might say. Shepherding more than crossing. I don't think they actually did cross, but the player that was coming through certainly impeded the Widnes tackle that was about to be made. So I think that was a fair decision without hopefully being biased. I would say that, and I just have done. So it gives Widnes possession inside that 20-metre zone. Switches to the short side. Golding, a good short ball to Familo, almost forward perhaps. But Familo came onto it straight. Not the best of passes. Golding picks it up. Tyler misses a man out to Hammond. Stuart Spruce comes in the line, looking now for work. Stuart Spruce looking to use his inspiration to do something for Widnes. And the penalty is gained against Tila Party. Holding down at the play of the ball, or in the tackle I should say. So Widnes 10 metres out, decided not to kick for touch there. No point really. Sometimes that extra bit of space away from the line just gives you another couple of options. Goaling comes short, dummies to Milo. He must be inches short there. He almost managed to reach out. He was just clamped. Goaling a good quick pass, it had to be. Tyler looks for men inside. Now Widnes need to get deep. A bit hopeful there by the young acting half-back. Bobby Goaling, an excellent cross kick. David Myers, and he catches it well. How did David Myers catch that? What a superb take there. Absolutely unbelievable. Virtually a replica of the try that he scored in the semi-final to open the scoring for Widnes against Leeds in the Challenge Cup last season. A great towering kick by Bobby Goaling. David Myers almost got there and had to wait for a few minutes before the ball came down. Sullivan was waiting also, but he misjudged it, and Myers somehow, as it came over Sullivan's shoulder, caught the ball on his knees and just scrambled over the line. An excellent try for Myers, and he'll be glad to get on the score sheet. A good start to the season for him.
And O'Reilly for Widnes coming on, and Stuart Spruce has gone for a rest. So Tirapati. That's an A for Milo. Gathers it, drives it forward. He was unlucky just minutes earlier. Powering him, but solid tackling by the Saints then, and solid tackling earlier. Held him out. And tackling's going to be the order of the day. There's no danger about that. You get the man round the legs, he can't run. We've got to tackle in force, 2s and 3s together. One round the legs, one smothering the ball. Moving up at all times. Saints in the lead, 12 points to 6. Widnes now just putting a bit together, and I'm sure that try will give him a bit of heart. As it's there, inside now to the standoff. Carl Hammond, he chips it through, but David Lyon kicks it dead. Good play again there by Widnes. Caught the Saints napping. Got into passing, just as I was saying. That try by Myers, Gary, certainly give Widnes heart, and they've shown it there, haven't they?
Yes, well, there's a lot of youngsters out there, and perhaps they just needed a confidence booster. That try by Myers certainly should have done that, and good combination between Halliwell and Carl Hammond there. You don't often see a full-back in rugby league kicking the ball dead from such a distance out, but David Lyons felt there that he had no option. It gives Widnes a chance to attack again. Paul Davidson pushes inside the 20-metre zone. Smith takes Widnes up to the 10-metre line. Ashton at half-back. Bobby Golding's outside, standing short. Run around with Tyler. Forced the dummy. Great long ball out and an excellent catch. Now has he got the confidence? Well, has he got the confidence? Need I ask? Look at that. Steve O'Reilly just waltzed around the St Helens defence as if it wasn't there then. An excellent try for him. A great start for the youngster. He's only been on the pitch 2 minutes, and there he goes in for, well, a try that any veteran could have scored. That was the mark of a class player there, the ex-Blackbrook amateur. Just 2 side steps and he puts Widnes well back in the game.
12 points to 10. Widnes coming back into it nicely. 2 tries from Myers and O'Reilly within the space of 5 minutes from a 12-2 deficit. They now just trail by 2 points, 12 points to 10. So Gus O'Donnell from the centre spot. Saints took the scrums 9-3 in the first half, taking it to 1-0 in the second half, but Saints been heavily penalised by 4-0 as Gus O'Donnell kicks it deep. Well taken there. Widnes in possession. Ashton attacked in half-back. And these youngsters, 6 of the youngsters on the substitutes bench today. With it being a friendly, both sides have agreed to multi-substitutions, and 6 of these lads played in the A team against St Helens A in a friendly at Nosey Road last Wednesday. Saints A did come through there, about 44 points to 30, I think, the final score. But on the kick, Fogarty in there, along with George Mann. Push the man to the ground. And Widnes spreading it again. Looking over to the left. Darren Wright in possession.
Well, Darren Wright keeps an excellent move going. Well, I think there was at least 2 occasions there when the referee could have given crossing Darren Wright. I think some of these youngsters not used to the way that Darren Wright steps inside, and he just suddenly stops and seems to step inside. But that was a great break from Darren Wright, and good to see Widnes having the confidence and the audacity to throw the ball about deep inside their own half and come away with a piece of attacking like that. There's not. Well, Taylor was looking for the man inside, but the move goes outside, and Darren Wright scores for Widnes. The ball's on the line. Well, a brilliant piece of play by the Chemics. Phil Lardle up here is jumping up and down. He must be very pleased with that. These youngsters are turning in a great performance. But it was Darren Wright there, one of the old stagers, who barged over the line. Great support. He's been in good support all afternoon, even at times when the pass hasn't come. He's been there or thereabouts. But that was an excellent piece of play. I think Christian Tyler started the move. He was looking for somebody inside, but the support stayed on the outside. Ashton and Halliwell were there, and these lads just showed a bit of confidence.
So Chris Joint, Shane Cooper and John Neal back on. Saints kick off, trailing by 14 points to 12. Lee Ashton for Widnes, attacked in half-back. Moves it in field for Milo, running hard and strong, just as he has done. Phil Weaver's one of the tacklers there with George Mann and Chris Joint. So a lot of interchange being brought about both sides, but it's paid off for Widnes. The youngsters moving in, and Tira Patty coming in, smothering his opposite number, Carl Hammond. In the last 5 or 10 minutes, has certainly had a good period of play. Widnes now moving it in, John Griffiths. Feeds it inside, whoa, chip kick through, taken by Gus O'Donnell. Saints with not much possession in this second half to speak of, as Loughlin moves it down the left wing. Sullivan on the outside, Sullivan takes over at tagged in half-back. Nick Vance feeds it back to O'Donnell, to Beavers, I beg your pardon. Now with Cooper. Out to O'Donnell. Lively scrum half O'Donnell. Hooker, signed from Wigan. Plays it to himself, nobody marking him, looking for support. Cooper there, lofted ball to Griffiths. Just lost his footing, gets up to play it. Takes in possession. Widnes Hook at the ball. George Mann can gather it. It'll be another 6 tackles, but Widnes come up with possession. Good play there at the play the ball, Gary, and it's open for hooking when the ball's on the floor, and they did the job.
Yes, sheer determination. I think, I'm not sure it was Bobby Golden or Christian Tyler there, but sheer determination, and also determination by Paul Davidson to get that. And the referee, and I think one of the touch judges there, spotting a knock-on, so Widnes lose possession. But I think that triple substitution there by Mike McLennan just showing how seriously this game is taken, because he doesn't want to get beat by Widnes. 14 points to 12 at the moment, and just about 18 minutes to go as Shane Cooper almost finds a gap. Saints don't want to get beat. They've put the 3 experienced players back on to see if they can come back into this game and take the victory. Well, Paul Davison just swung a little one there. It wasn't anything serious, but it could have been penalised, and that would have been bad for Widnes. Fortunately, play allowed to go on. The kick over the top, there's nobody covering, and well, simple score for Chris Joint. He's only just come back on, and that's a weakness in the Widnes defence there. There was nobody behind the line. The centres and the wingers didn't react, and really the simplest of scores.
Yes, just basics, as you said, Gary. Joint scoring, he follows up well. Gus O'Donnell was looking for the options, looking for support, but obviously none there, so he just chipped it through. As Gary said again, Mike McLennan doesn't want to be beaten, especially by Widnes. And Loughlin, well, He raises his arms aloft. The Widnes kick it off. Paul Loughlin, the goal scorer, brings the ball over the 20-metre line. George Mann taken down by 3 Widnes tacklers. Bill Beavers attacked in half-back. Gus O'Donnell moved to the dummy position as Fogarty brings the ball through. Hammond brings him down along with Esene for Milo. Beavers again attacked in half-back. Griffiths. Now with Griffiths again, inside ball to Paul Loughlin. Saints putting a little bit together. Loughlin tries to force it out to Alan Hunt, but the ball's knocked forward. Just trying a little bit too hard there, Gary, but it's certainly a game, only 4 points in it, but Saints just regaining the lead, but I'm sure Widnes can hit back.
Yes, just one pass too many attempted there by St Helens, and the ball going forward off Loughlin, but as you say, it's certainly good value for money. Yes, kicking out there from actually still in the scrum, George Mann. Well, that Saints tackle must have been offside. Bobby Golding's not gone 10 metres yet. Play allowed to go on though. Andy Ireland drives in. Craig Makins waiting for his first touch of the ball, keen to get involved in the game. And he breaks away from the tackle of George Mann and keeps the ball alive. Bobby Golding marshalling things in the centre of the field there. Tyler, double dummy from Tyler. He steps, gets the ball out for Milo. Can Milo keep going? Last-ditch tackle, an excellent dummy there from Christian Tyler. Showing confidence, showing ability. Short ball, it was a bit too short. I think Tyler's original intention there was to throw a long pass out to Halliwell. Paul Davidson came in, the dummy may have paid off to a better advantage. However, the knock-on takes place just over 10 minutes left. Neat little feed there by Gus O'Donnell. Almost gave the ball to Shane Cooper, but he comes around in possession. Steve O'Reilly's beaten. The ball somehow kept alive as O'Donnell fell. See the Party's down injured where he fell. That's Fogarty, I think, charging down the left wing like a winger. And Saints now come bursting forward again. I think that's Pickavance in the other number 15 jersey. Saints now looking to seal this game. A dummy. O'Donnell knocks off the first tackle. Well, a good tackle by Lee Ashton, assisted there by fullback Steve O'Reilly. Long ball out from Beavers and then from Cooper, quick hands, it's all the way there in the corner. A good tackle, but the excellent pass in that tackle as David Myers made the tackle. Anthony O'Sullivan just flicked the ball up, and the Paul Loughlin, I think it was, who was there to go over in the corner. Just under 10 minutes left, and that should just about seal the game for St Helens. 22 points to 14.
5. Can Loughlin slot it over? Well, there you go, eh? He definitely got his eye in. A superb kick from the touchline. Paul Loughlin with his second of the afternoon. What I would refer to, Gary, as a perler from the touchline, and it's unbelievable how they can't pop them over from infield, but you just get your eye in and from the touchline, and it opens a 10-point gap for the Saints now with roughly 10 minutes of play remaining. Good play from Golding there, just the required 10 metres, caught the Saints napping, and Milo takes up the running. He's had a good game this afternoon, Golding, hasn't he? And also Milo, he's run strongly as well, and these youngsters certainly doing the cause no harm, are they?
Yes, Sonny Milo has worked very hard this afternoon. Bobby Golding has been superb out there, and that bodes well for the future, for this season, for Widnes. He's taking charge of things and being in command. He's been shouting encouragement to the young players and just congratulating them when they've made good tackles. Well, he goes down. Was he impeded? No, he wasn't, says Mr. Connolly. Bobby Golding doesn't look too happy with that, but, well, you never know, do you? His scrum halves are all the same.
Yeah, he won't be impressed, Gary, but he just picked his equity card up as he walked back the 5 yards, so he'll be all right now.
Thanks very much for that insight there, Ronnie. And Sonny Nicol comes away. He's knocked off 3 tackles there. But yeah, Bobby Golding has had a great game. That'll do his confidence the world of good. He's in charge there in centre field. And as Ronnie said, the youngsters that have come in for both sides have really performed excellently. And Sonny Nicol comes away. I was talking to one of our cameramen who went to the Wigan photo session before the season started, and he was going on about the players like Skerritt and Lydon who can't always find their team. As Hunt kicks ahead, back to the action, but excellent cover by Steve O'Reilly. Good play by the young fullback. Not standing square, the penalty goes to Widnes. And I was just about to make the point there that it seems like Wigan have probably got 2 teams, players that could compete in the first division. Widnes, well, you may not think that they've got the strength in depth, they've certainly not got the experience in depth, but judging by the way that these youngsters have performed, I'm sure that all of these could handle themselves week in and week out in the first division, and we could be seeing the rebuilding of a new Widnes side this season. Quick thinking there by Ashton as he takes the ball from the play the ball. He makes fully 15, nearly 20 metres there. He can't get up, he's not being allowed to get up. So that quick piece of play there by Ashton will take Widnes all the way down to the other side of the field. And the Island charges in to set up the first drive. Widnes will be looking to put something on here. Makin's coming next. Oh, but a terrible pass there. Ashton, again, perhaps inexperienced. These players are in a learning process. There's a St Helens player down injured. Seems to have cramp. The pitch down there is quite good. The grass may be perhaps a little bit long. But it shouldn't be experiencing cramp at this stage of the season, unless he has got a knock on the back of his calf.
Yes, it's regarding the pitch, Gary, it does look excellent. It's probably the best I've seen this Widnes pitch for quite some years. But I think that was a bad pass there from Ireland, really, to who did you say it was that knocked it forward? Ashton. But Saints have ball possession. Alan Hunt taking over his line. Good attack by Widnes on the Saints as they had possession, forcing the Saints into an error. But obviously Phil Larder, the coach, he's no option but to play these youngsters, and he's got to give them the head, and obviously they've got to do the rest. At St Helens, we haven't had a lot of players from the A-team coming through, only due to the fact that last season that we didn't have a lot of long-term injuries, and therefore not many players brought through. I think we only had a couple that actually gained first team experience. Well, it's Widnes in possession. About 4 minutes remaining of the game. Lead back 24 points to 14. It's been an entertaining game, it certainly has. Golding now, bringing it crossfield, bringing it for Milo. Oh, good running from Milo again. This lad, he comes through on a lovely ball, and Golding again slipping it through. And only a last-ditch tackle by the Saints holding him out. Well, a bad ball, terrible ball by Golding onto Tyra. Dr. Foy will be disappointed with that, especially after getting things going. But scrum down, Saints feed. Obviously things to be worked on, Gary, but surely the coach Phil Lardy must take out from the performance from these Widnes youngsters.
Yes, it's very difficult to criticise any of the players out there today, and you get these mistakes, especially in these early season games. That's what the friendlies are for, before the real thing starts. Just get back into the swing of things, get the timing going again. As you see with Paul Lockley there, just get your eye in on the goal kicks and timey runs and so on, and you're bound to get mistakes before the season starts, and also in the earlier games of the season. But a hard-working performance by Widnes. St Helens, well, they've played the usual cavalier stuff, and Widnes at times have done well to contain them. We saw Alan Hunt drop the ball almost over his own goal line before. Sometimes it's like watching the Harlem Globetrotters at basketball, watching the Saints, but it's all entertaining stuff. And I think the crowd have had good value for money this afternoon. It's nice to be back in the swing of things. Even the weather has picked up a little bit. It was wet and windy before the game started. That kick ahead bounces nicely. Well, Mr. Conley seemed to wave play on there, and then when the ball, lovely little bounce there, sat up for the St Helens player. He adjudged him to be offside. Bobby Golding just almost casually puts the ball into touch as we come up close to the full-time hooter. Widnes 10 points behind, 24 points to 14 is the score. Tyler, good long ball out. Hammond a bit too short for Darren Wright to take. The ball bobbles all over the place. Hunt, Bobby Golding won't let go of him though, hanging on there like a little terrier, Bobby Golding. Saints still get the ball out. Loughlin shows a dummy. David Myers did well to stay with Loughlin. It was 2-1, but Loughlin gets the pass out in the tackle, an overhead pass. And Anthony Sullivan goes in to tie up the game once and for all for St Helens. The kick from Loughlin should be a success. That will make it 30 points to 14. Not really, I don't think, a fair reflection of the game. St Helens perhaps experience and the fitness of these more experienced players just telling in the last 10 minutes.
Yes, since the three-man substitution by Mike McLennan with Shane Cooper coming back on, that certainly boosted the Saints. A good try there, good into passing, just as we've seen some excellent tries this afternoon. Loughlin heavily involved, took the ball on the run, took it down, fed it inside to Anthony Sullivan, and he had no problem. Considering that the Saints have been heavily penalised by our friend from Wigan, Mr. Connolly. I use the term friend in inverted commas. I could also tell him that we've got a £5 eye test on at Specsavers if he'd like to avail himself of it for some of the decisions he's made. Let's hope he's just getting out of a few little rusty habits, and he'll soon be back in the swing anyway. But Loughlin converting that try, that Sullivan try, 30 points to 14 the score in the dying seconds, and Saints win the charity game again. Sonny Nicol comes up with possession. Strong running, he's come on 5 minutes or 10 minutes ago for Tira Patty, but there's the final hooter. The game running out at 30 points to 14 winners for St Helens. I'd just like to thank Gary for sharing or having me as a guest with him this afternoon, and look forward to seeing you further in the season.
Well, it's always a pleasure to have you, Ronnie, so I've been told, and that is the final score. 14 points to 30 tries for St Helens from Dwyer, Hunt, Fogarty, O'Reilly, Joint, Loughlin and Sullivan. The Widnes scorers were David Myers, Darren Wright, and the kick from Golding, and also Steve O'Reilly crossed for Widnes. 3 conversions for Loughlin, eventually getting his eye in. So the new season gets underway proper next week. Widnes will be away at Bradford. Michael on video will be there. We'll be bringing you all the action. And St Helens, of course, next week, well, they start at Hull Kingston Rovers. We'll see you then.
Wow. 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 Wow.